Hi, I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
AutoSave, welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Rezero, Season 3, Episode 14. Last episode we got to watch Garf perform a visual masterpiece in front of us. It was incredible.
We have everything to thank Garf-wise. We have Garf. Like, he is, honestly, best character now. Just
Best character now?
Visual masterpiece last episode.
Fair. After the end credit, I'm imagining we're gonna take a Wilhelm turn, you know? It kind of set itself up narratively with the Garf-Wilhelm pairing, but it definitely, with the Theresia ending, leads into that. My main thought going into this episode is something that you brought up, which is how much, if any, of Theresia is there? And that's my expectation or my question going into this episode.
One of my other possible expectations, if that is the fight that we go right into, is the reminder that while last episode was mainly Garf, the episode prior had definitely Reinhard kind of leaving his battle and being able to be freed up, therefore can come somewhere else.
Reinhard go kill.
Referenced Heinkel again within the previous two episodes when we saw Felt. So I feel like we're just about to have a family reunion.
Fun. You ready?
Fun, yes.
Sweet. Oh no.
I mean, like, his character design, it makes sense.
Remember seeing this for the first time?
How they show, like, how bright it is, the sun coming up with her fingertips right there.
And her hair, too, the highlights.
Oh my god! Stop!
Wow. Oh. Oh no. Oh!
Oh no.
Holy shit.
Do you think I'll allow you to do such a thing?
Reinhard, where are you? Fight me. Look at me. Look at how tall he is. Oh.
What did you do wrong to be plagued with a vision like this right now?
The dead do not move. The dead have no future. An opponent you're willing to unsheath your sword with, right? Jesus Christ!
Did she have like a bunch of brothers and she's the one that...
やはり間違いない。次の牽制はお前。剣を持ちなさい。テレシア。
私の何倍も努力していた。剣の鍛錬を怠ったことはなかった。私は大好きだった。
剣を持ちなさい。
兄さんの夢を。初陣はそれから2年後、最悪の内戦、アジン戦争の時。
Fighting a war like that at what, 14?
テレシア、お前は虫も殺せないような優しい子だったから、お前に負けて悔しかった。やっぱり剣が好きだったんだよ。
What a
ア
man.
ストレア家に生まれて妹のお前がいて感謝している。感謝しているんだ。
兄さん。
怖いって思うんなら俺が守ってやる。俺はお前の兄貴なんだ。
She feels like she destroyed his dream, but...
どこにもないんだよ。
ごめんなさい。その初陣で剣を一度も振らなかった。
How many
Wow.
people died because of that?
それどころか
See the people
戦
hanging?
場に立つことさえも私の代わりに先陣を切り、
Oh no.
剣聖の座から降りることは許されなかった。王国の精神的な支柱だ。
Moral support to the entire
戦闘
kingdom.
棒の事実は隠蔽され、
Wow, they kept it
戦い
secret.
は続いた。
I mean, think of the impact it would have had.
私の兄弟も聖だった王子様も
Uncle.
戦場で。
剣を持ちなさい、テレシア。次の牽制はお前だ。あの時お前は思ったはずだ。好きだらけなんだと。
Like it was always in you.
剣を
剣を持ちな
持ちな
さい。
さい、テレシア。私が剣を持たなきゃ。
Holy shit.
女が朝っぱらからこんなとこで何してやがんだよ。俺の勝ちだ。剣を持つ理由はもうない。
私が持たないなら。
お前が剣を振る理由はお前は俺が剣を振る理由になればいい。
ねえ、花は好き？
嫌いじゃなくなった。
どうして剣を振るの？
お前を守るために。
私のこと愛してる？
わかれ。
言葉にしてほしいことだってあるのよ。
あ、いつか気が向いた時にな。
それからはずっと幸せで、いろいろなことがあったけれど幸せだった。
もう決めたことよ。
ハインケルか。くだらない入れ知恵で。
それを私やあなたに言う資格はないわ。白芸の討伐、王女様が誘拐されている今、この騎士団長の
Princess abduction.
あなたが動くわけにはいかない。だから牽制である私が。
牽制の称号などお飾りだろう。
あなたがそうして。
Oh my god.
ビルヘルム、私のことを愛してる？
の
死神の加護。これであなたは私を追ってこれない。傷が塞がらないんだから。
私は血が止まらなくてもお前を追うぞ。
それをされたら意味がなくなるじゃない。私を誰だと思ってるの？次に強い最強の剣士。
Second strongest after you.
お飾りでもね。
若者に張り合っても
余計なことは言わないの。愛してるわ、ビルヘルム。 それでいいの。その答えは次に戻ってきたら聞けなかった言葉を聞かせてくださいね。
No!
私に続け。
I feel like I'd usually be so excited to see this,
Oh,
but
no.
knowing how it ends, knowing it just leaves her there.
It just happened. What? Pandora, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
縛られなくてもいいの。出会いがある人生を私のように。あなたを理解したいのです。
ビルヘル
情けない顔ね、ビルヘルム。
言わなくてはならないことが。私は口下手で自分の考えもうまく伝えられず、20年以上もお前に一度も不安にさせたかもしれん。だが私は
バカな人。本当に気づいてなかったのと言ってくれていたわ。あなたの目が、あなたの声が、あなたの態度が、あなたの行いが。
私はお前を
あなたは愛してる。最初から最後までたくさんの人たちに助けられて、あなたと出会って大丈夫って信じてるから、愛しているから。聞けなくて心残りなことがあったの。一目惚れだったんですなんて知ったら、あなたはどのくらい驚いてくれましたか？
We have things that we need to do today. I'm an emotional wreck.
これで満足か。見たままだろうが、剣聖の座はお前のものだよ。おめでとうって噂も疑いようのない事実。
何をおっしゃられているのか。
すかした顔してるんじゃねえぞ、クソガキが。次取るんじゃねえぞ。何のかんの言って、お前は剣聖って名誉が切り殺しておいて、剣聖王国の剣笑わせるな。この人殺しが。
Someone punch him.
勘違いです。で動かされていただけの屍です。おばあ様であったはずがありません。
袋で母上でないな。もうやめろハインケル。親父、あんたそれでいいのかよ。こいつはやめろハインケル、やめろ。
Saving the ash that she turned into?
ラインハルト。
はい。
テレシアを切ったことを後悔しているか？
僕は正しいことをした。そのことを悔やんだりはしない。
その通りだ。私が間違っている。だからお前と話すことはもう何もない。あなたの力が必要な場面は他にもありますよ。剣聖ラインハルト殿。どいつもこいつもどいつもこいつも死んじまえ、死んじまえ。
Alright, that was Rezero, Season 3, Episode 14. It's It's the morning for us. I feel like I'm going to be an emotional wreck for the rest of the day.
This really sets the tone for the morning, doesn't it?
Yeah, I didn't have really any expectation in terms of where I thought things would be going with Theresia. Like, you had brought up that, like, how conscious is she, if at all, right?
Mhm.
How is there any part of her being there? And that ended up being such a profound question to ask ahead of time, because what wasn't there led to so much happening to end it on a place that she could be there.
But there's also, like, it is as morbid as I thought, to the degree of there is somewhat of the soul and awareness in the reanimation in order to be able to speak to the family members in such a way that we got in this episode.
At least when it was, like, fleeting. At least
Mhm.
when, like, that, you know, reanimation was almost taken away. There was that.
You're given back your soul upon being slain, basically, as this. You were reanimated as a corpse, and you were basically prisoner, puppet, and then you've been set free.
Yeah, it almost comes across as if, like, I have 10 seconds left in my entire life. I'm on my deathbed. When I have 10 seconds left before I'm going to die anyways, I am being taken out of that moment, used as a corpse, and then upon this, on my deathbed, I have that final 10 seconds again.
Honestly, I think we should be suspicious of where it was that she died and who was there
Pandora.
and whose hands did she die.
Bro,
And now she's was able to be utilized as a reanimated corpse. I think we should be extra suspicious here of, like, is that the answer we needed into how Theresia got into the position we see her in this episode? Is it because of her contact with Pandora at that time and whatever wound that might have been inflicted on her, or the fact that it was just at Pandora's hands? Maybe this was a grand plan.
I think we should go there in a second because we're already talking about it. But what does it mean? Okay, I'm having a moral dilemma. If I get, like, you know, in like wrestling or something, when, like, a crowd pops, like a crowd, like, erupts for, like, an entrance or a return, what does it mean that if every time that Pandora appears on screen, like, I get extremely excited and want to start clapping? Does that mean I'm a fan of Pandora, or what does that mean? Because I feel like I can't be.
They've put her on this pedestal with they've given her so little time with us, and yet the time that they've given her
It's so substantial.
she's on a pedestal, because it's like when we get introduced to her, characters that are reacting to her that we already know hate her guts. Like, automatically, the people, like, everyone, when they see her, is reacting in a way that is like she's infamous.
Yeah.
And so therefore it gives to me the energy like I am watching basically an idol walking onto the stage.
I know. And I'm like, we're fucked up for that. We shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be feeling so in
her
awe.
Character design.
It's everything.
It's ethereal. Everything about her gives, like, mystery and creepiness and, like, beauty. Vanity, I believe, is her sin.
I don't know. The second I saw her, I wanted to, like, get up. I wanted to faint. Like, I felt shocked.
So you're that type of fan.
Yeah.
You're gonna faint when she walks on stage.
Well, okay. Can you blame me? Did you have any expectation that Pandora would be involved in the storyline?
No.
It was so much of a reveal
No.
that it was Theresia enough that, like, I wouldn't have thought that Pandora would have been involved. But let's read the lines that we get that she says. It's so interesting because, like, once Theresia loses the divine protection of the Sword Saint, like, you can see it. She drops her sword and then is only going to use it again. Or no, she drops the sword while it's still sheathed and picks up a different sword, which is perfect. And
because she's fighting as Theresia here and not as the Sword Saint here.
Yeah. I pray you will have new encounters in your life with more than just the sword, as I did. And we know all too well what Pandora looking like dying means. I want to understand you.
And it gives the feeling like her neck was snapped or something when she falls to the ground. It probably was just her collapsing from being killed. But it's like I try to watch that shot of her falling to the ground at the end and try to like get out of it. Okay, how did she die? What happened here?
Yeah.
Did we ever get her body? I know we had a funeral, but like, was her body actually retrieved here?
I don't know. Like, I see you dislike me now. You don't need to be tied down. Pandora's so interesting. Like,
she puts her hands up like she's waiting for a hug, and someone's charging toward her with a sword.
Do you think that within reanimation, or if you're under Pandora's service, right? If you're a servant to Pandora or under her control in any way, do you think that she is able to, like, look out of your eyes as her own when she has language like I want to understand you, and then
she wants to be like the idea of vanity, maybe wanting to control your body, be in your body, use your visage.
I'm more
look
on
through your eyes.
Yeah, I'm more on the side of like, well, what would be her is she like inquisitive in that nature? Like, does she not understand human emotions and connections and motivations, and that would be her reason for wanting to like, or part of her reason, or you know, to control people, to try to understand what their reasons for doing things are.
Maybe if she thinks that, I feel like, is she tied to the reanimated corpses? I think that's my like biggest question now coming out of this episode. Is she tied to it? Because I can start making kind of jumps and steps of how I could go from this is the Witch of Vanity, and how some of the other witches we've met think the things they did for people or for themselves, and kind of how twisted and messed up it was. I could make jumps to the reanimated corpses from Vanity, from the idea of vanity and the sin and twisting it. So I wonder if those things actually are connected, or if breadcrumbs are being left all around and I'm connecting the wrong things.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't seem like there was any blood in Theresia's falling. So in your like neck snapped idea, it could be, you know? Okay, I have a question for you. Do you feel like the blessing, the divine protection of the Sword Saint, do you think that for it to continue to exist, it needs to be passed on while the holder of it is still alive? We might have been told it already if this is the case, but like, well, in theory, if Theresia dies before it transitions to Reinhard, do you think that light like fizzles out?
I think because it is divine, you could even bring fate into the equation. Like, were you always meant to die here? And was it always meant to be Reinhard at that age, at that time, during this battle? You were gonna lose it. Or I would say, even just with the divine topic, it doesn't have to be that it's fated, but if something is said to be divine, then it has the right timing, seemingly. Could you even fight against that, which is a divine protection given to people? Could you ever actually get rid of it completely by killing off a bloodline, or would the divine protection right in the last couple seconds between life and death be able to zap off to someone else in the family?
Interesting. So like it could exist in a way that it can be passed on without the holder necessarily dying immediately afterward, but in worst case scenario, when it comes to like that point in time, it would, like, does
it have a survival technique?
Like... Okay, yeah. Here's a question: Reinhard versus Pandora. Did like if
we just like that would be crazy now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, what would that be plausible because of how strong Reinhard is, or would it? I don't know. Pandora's just so.
What we saw was Pandora versus an ex.
Yeah.
Sort of like Saint of the Sword.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so it makes you open up the question, like, would Reinhard be able to take her? Unfortunately for us, for many reasons, unfortunately, but also fortunately, she's not here right now.
Yeah.
It's a really, like, I'm so mixed on that, because, like, for entertainment value,
we're not ready.
We're not ready.
We have too many things going on right now to be able to deal with Pandora.
But dude, if Pandora was here, and if we found out actually that Pandora was here, I think I would probably like scream or get up. I think I would.
That would be go crazy. A very apt reaction. So Seeing Theresia gain the divine protection was so interesting. Like in her interacting with flowers, being someone who is just a girl, a daughter,
A niece,
a sibling, a sister who is proud of her brothers for trying so hard and training so diligently and just tending to flowers. Having that happen when she gets the divine protection links it all back to Wilhelm and asking him about flowers, that it's just such a beautiful bow.
I wonder if there's a certain age at which it transfers. Because my guess is gonna be that she got it from her uncle, because he's the only kind of adult figure.
It was said the previous sword saint before me in regards to
in regards to the uncle. So I'm gonna guess that it's possible that there is maybe an age that it typically happens around, because I would guess that he was probably around late 40s to 50s at the time of this.
Something that comes with like passing it on seems to be like a fruition of who it goes to. Like we see Theresia say Reinhard immediately after we see her lose it, and with the uncle we saw him looking out the window at her specifically.
But he does have a line, the uncle, even if it was just Theresia's imagination, that idea of like you could see all of his openings.
Yeah, I would trust that at that point, because it's coming from somebody who's had the divine protection, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think she knew it was Reinhard because seemingly he was the only grandchild at the time.
Yeah. I wonder, oh, man, Heinkel. Man, he like at the end, he's still going out being the Heinkel that we know.
And I'm kind of disappointed. Well, obviously, I think it's safe to say disappointment with Heinkel in the same sentence makes a lot of sense, and I feel like his parents probably feel the same way. One of them looking down now from heaven.
At what point in his life did it take such a turn? Because
I would say that moment.
When his mother dying?
Yeah.
I
would say his mother dying and him hearing rumors that it was his son's doing, and his son is the one that becomes the sword saint, not him, even though he probably followed a similar path to Theresia's older brother, which is he picked up the sword. He was the one expected to be the one that carried on the name and the power.
I wonder if Reinhardt's mother is still alive, and if she is, what her feelings are.
Oh, if she's still alive, they're divorced. That or like she hates him.
Yeah, I'd hope so. I don't know. I think that he's a real. I don't know if we're ever going to go into Heinkel. I can easily see a route that we do.
Gone into
for Reinhardt's sake. Maybe.
Well, yeah. So yeah, exactly.
If he does it all, it would be for Reinhardt's sake, I imagine. But because Reinhardt has to take up. Okay, this is one of my highlights of this episode. Beautiful episode, all in all. But Reinhardt has to take back responsibility as being the holder of the divine protection of the Sword Saint. That he is now something that Wilhelm fought his entire life to make sure it didn't have to exist anymore. He's a moral pillar, right? And Wilhelm got to a point with Theresia of fighting so hard that the title of being the Sword Saint became ornamental, you know? Think about how hard you have to work to be able to get a vast majority of people to see something that isn't even just ornamental. It grants you a privilege of being insane at this stuff. To be able to look at that title as ornamental, fucking Wilhelm is the best. And now it feels like Reinhardt has to bear that weight alone because of his familial, how his family looks at him. Did.
I feel like after this episode, he won't have to be alone with it.
Wilhelm?
For Wilhelm. I think what Wilhelm did is, as he said to his wife who was dying yet again in his arms, like, I'm not good with words. But I think the words that he said last to Reinhardt, I think were even better than, I love you, grandson.
Yeah.
I forgive you. Because that is not what Reinhardt would need to hear, or maybe in that moment would even want to hear, or what should be said. What needs to be said to him is, there are other places on this battlefield that need you right now. You were right. I am wrong.
Yep. Completely.
Good. And that it released him to go elsewhere. And I think that those were the perfect words for him to say to Reinhard. And I think that it is a testament to what their relationship at least what we know each character wanted their relationship to be at the very beginning, at the start of this season. We kind of get a glimpse of both of them trying, and they even started to try to kind of rekindle a relationship before Heinkel came, barging in. And we are seeing here, even though Wilhelm has his back to him the entire time, I think Reinhard understands, like, listen to his words, not his body language right now, because this is a man grieving.
Dude, I feel like the strongest part about Reinhard, with everything we've seen from him, I think the most impressive part is his mental.
His ability to just be able to discern and have faith in confidence in
his own interpretation and decisions that he's making. Like, especially in front of family, right? Like, goddamn. If he's being asked again, like, do you feel any guilt for killing Theresia? And to be able to confidently, with no expression, say what he did, that's what needed to happen for Wilhelm to come to the place that he was, to send him back off. And it was so impressive.
I think that's thanks to the burden somewhat that was placed on him, that his mental needed to get to the point that we've seen it
was forced to.
I mean, he, upon initially even being given the title and the power and the divine protection, that's when he was immediately met with a lot of fighting, a lot of rumors, a lot of awful events, and awful feelings directed toward him. But Theresia didn't meet that until she was literally on a battlefield at that age and decided to not go fight. Mm-hmm. And then it was once all of her brothers died and her uncle that she had to then deal with kind of the brunt of, yes, she felt like, I destroyed my brother's dream, but we can see from treatment that her older brother was still as brotherly and loving to her even after.
He was
as supportive. He was like,
he acknowledged his own jealousy. He acknowledged his own feelings, but also was like, no, let me handle this, and then took the brunt of leadership.
Enough that she felt safe enough to not go fight in this war. Therefore, she didn't reach that same kind of pinnacle of gross, awful feelings until that moment, in comparison to Reinhard when he was probably like a little child when he was given the position.
Yeah, if Reinhard didn't act the way that he did, there might exist another timeline that, like, it would have taken his entire family to die. Like, it would have taken Wilhelm's life. It would have taken Heinkel's life, his mother's life, to take up that mantle, just like Theresia's.
What are we doing here when we have this built-up idea from the start of this season? Reinhard killed his grandmother, and then we find out that his grandmother destroyed her brother's dream and basically killed tons of freaking people by not fighting, including her 3 brothers and her uncle.
Yeah.
Like, the
quote
amount
unquote killed, right?
That's the same idea of, like, you didn't directly kill them, but your being alive and or inaction,
the outlook of your inaction would be perceived that way, right? Like, I love Wilhelm so fucking much. I love the character of him and the lack of the I love you, because it's something that in his bashfulness of not saying it is so consistent with him feeling so resentful towards himself for not saying it. And all of that goes to show the obvious fact that he does love her, and every action that he's ever done, Theresia has always seen.
Everything.
His eyes, his words, his sword is all because he loves her. It's beautiful.
I mean, come on, someone works that hard so that you don't have to pick up your sword.
I know.
Like, that's love. What?
His character design's so good.
Dude, that's what I was about to bring up. That's what I was about to bring up.
Like, being able to see him from literally, like, this I don't know, like, teenager to old man badass, and seeing the entire span of it, like, and the areas in between. I am so grateful to be able to see that.
I was gonna bring that up. So when we first get a glimpse of Theresia, it is within, like, a minute 30 into this episode. And when I first saw that, I thought to myself, oh, wow, that's so cool that they gave me that little glimpse of her leaving for her fight with the white whale. And that set my expectations of what this episode was going to be in terms of I just thought it was going to be the fight.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be any more of her back when she was 50 about to leave to fight the white whale.
Mhm.
I was like, that set my expectations that was going to be all it was. And I was really excited by just even that glimpse of seeing her before her death. But that gets me obviously back to the topic of like Wilhelm character design outfits. We see him at 50 and he's still as disheveled and amazing as ever. And I'm kind of like, we're seeing a really drastic difference in apparel from 50-year-old Wilhelm to what, like, God, I'm so bad at math.
35?
What? No. 50 plus 20. 70.
Okay, sorry. I was
like,
trying to pull
what?
up a clip at the same time. I was out of context. My fault.
So yeah, and now at 70, he's like, I'm dapper gentleman, and I'm like, why? Untuck your shirt.
Yeah.
Come on.
So when we first watched Rezero season 1, we watched it like 22 to 24 minute episode by episode, and Crunchyroll doesn't have that anymore. So it's all like the 49 plus minute episodes.
Okay.
And I was trying to pull up when we first got to see Theresia and Wilhelm and their backstory, because like there was so much of the interaction of the initiation that Wilhelm brings to that conversation and it being tied together with the fight with the white whale that I felt like, God damn it. It like watching their fight this episode in the beginning was almost reminiscent of their fight that we got to see in, I guess, episode 11 of season 1. You know what I mean?
I feel kind of sad that this arc is somewhat ended.
I agree.
Because this has just the idea of the von Astrea family has been one of the like really cool aspects of the show. It's a giant legend, if not like kind of lore in the universe. And then obviously the strong start with the season in terms of like family dynamic. It's now kind of been resolved, I would say. I don't think Reinhard and Heinkel are ever gonna have the father-son relationship that like maybe they ideally had wanted when Reinhard was younger. But I think we're at a point now where we're as good as we could have ever expected to be as a family.
My last thing is just bringing up the shoulder injury that will never heal and it being placed, the divine protection of the death god. Now you cannot follow me. If you do, your wound will never heal. I will follow you even if the blood never stops flowing. But then there would be no point. I'll be fine. Just who do you think I am? God damn it. Do you think my like last thing out of the gate theory, like it looked like Heinkel's wife could have been related to Frederica and Garth. Like
it's the blue eyes and the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be a crazy pull if they were just like family actually, your mom when she lost her memories. No, I'm just messing.
Yeah.
My last thing is that at the time of the white whale's appearance 20 years ago and Pandora's appearance was also the princess abduction.
Yeah.
A lot of things happened back then, and I want to keep going back there and peeking at that time period to see what else was happening. Because feels like a lot of things were happening.
It goes back to us being like, God, every character in this universe is fantastic. You could pick up any character at any point within this world and I would watch.
Like we even said in this discussion, does Heinkel deserve more time and attention and past and us being able to see maybe how he got to this level of resentment
yes,
and
he
awfulness.
Does.
And at this point we're kind of like, yeah, I want to.
Yep.
I'm not only willing to see it for basically every character, but
please
give it to me. Yes.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe and hope to see you next time.